Good morning. Today is Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. I'm Anthony. This is Drive Dive. So I'm going to do a quick follow-up on yesterday. Then ultimately I have two questions related. One is, how much coffee do you drink? And two is, how much do you sleep? So yesterday I made a quick video where I shared my son reminded me to make videos while I drive. He said, right, we were talking about my morning drive, and at the time it was like 50 minutes or so to work, and he goes, are you still recording? I said, well, it's been a while. He goes, well, you got the 50 minutes, like do something with the time, kind of repeating the lessons that I've taught him right on back to me. So I did make that video yesterday on my drive home, and now I'm making this one. So how much coffee do you drink? I make coffee every morning. I fill the carafe, to like 8 cups of water, and then I use 6 scoops of whatever coffee grinds, and scoops of, it must be a tablespoon. So yeah, 8 cups on the carafe, and then six scoops of coffee. And that usually, I guess, amounts to some coffee in my morning protein shake, which consists of like 8 ounces of milk, coffee, a scoop of protein, and some peanut butter. And then I drink the remaining coffee. Not really throughout the morning, but usually hold off until like maybe lunchtime or so, and it's warmish or certainly or cold by then when I'm actually drinking it. Sometime I don't know, maybe like I said, sometime between like 11 and 1 o'clock. Like it's usually done by 1 o'clock. But then on the way home, I joined the Panera Sip Club. So I stopped for a cup of coffee from Panera, and by a cup of coffee I probably mean at least like 16 ounces. That it's like 5 o'clock by the time I'm getting it. Probably today it'll be like 5:15. And then I drink that on the way home and kind of finish it. Sometimes after dinner it's like 7 o'clock, even like sometimes 8 o'clock, where I'm like, oh, I forgot to drink my coffee, and I'll finish it then, which usually isn't a problem for me in terms of falling asleep and whatnot. But I don't worry too much about drinking that coffee at night, because oftentimes right after putting the kids to bed, I'm trying to stay awake and do a little bit, because let's be honest, right? Like that's my day. I left the house. It's currently 7:33. Left the house like 15-20 minutes ago. Dropped my son off. Now I'm on the road for an hour, just getting to work, right? 8-hour workday. Then I'm driving an hour home. It's easily 5:30 by the time I get home. Sometimes with soccer practice and whatnot, that pushes it back another hour. 6:30, 6:45 by the time we're getting home, and then eating dinner, and then by like 8 o'clock, getting the kids to bed, reading, getting them to actually fall asleep, struggling to stay awake myself. So I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. If I finish a cup of coffee, the last of my coffee for the day, by 8 o'clock, and have that little bit of energy to maybe fight through and stay awake until after the kids go to bed, like so be it. And so I don't know, for the first time in a while though, last night I had a really hard time sleeping. Like it took me over an hour to fall asleep, where then I only got a total of like 5 hours of sleep last night, at best. It may not have been quality sleep. I may have been interrupted or, alerted, woken up by my son coming in the room. Like he does it like every night. He just needs the attention, needs something. And, oftentimes he's asking for mommy at that point. He generally knows like dad's not waking up. Dad's like dead to the world once he's asleep. But for 5 hours. And so that's my question to you. Like how much do you sleep regularly? Like I'm finding now, at the age of 41, that like I don't know, I feel like it used to be like I needed 7 hours, and it's like, no, I'm good with 6, and now it's really starting to feel like I'm good with 5. I don't know how healthy that is. Is it related to my coffee consumption? Maybe I should, excuse me, try to lower one, the coffee consumption, and increase the other, sleep duration. But I don't know what's normal, and I don't know what other people are experiencing. I don't get to talk to a whole lot of adults my age or whatever about these types of things. It's always like television and sports, and I'm like, what about stuff that actually matters, right? Like, our health and our sleep, and right, like. So anyway, that's my question out there for you. So that's me sharing a bit about relationships with my kids, about our daily routine, about my coffee consumption and my sleep patterns. But it's just like I'm just trying to do so much in a day. Even after the kids go to bed, I'm trying to practice Lorcana online. Disney Lorcana, it's a trading card game. I'm trying to work out. I got a couple shows in Peacemaker and Tulsa King that I like to watch. Maybe even Dexter Resurrection before that. So right, the occasional TV show, right? Walking on the treadmill, get my steps in, a little cardio, 15-20 minutes. So I'm always trying to do a little bit, probably a little bit too much sometimes, but got to do what you got to do. Anyway, comment down below, coffee consumption, sleep patterns, thoughts on daily routines, and yeah, enjoy your Tuesday. Catch you tomorrow morning. See ya.